Happy Friday, everybody. It's a great Friday because I'm headed down to Walt Disney World today to stay today at Old Key West and then tomorrow get on the Disney Fantasy. So I am beyond excited during today's show. But today we have a great podcast for you, and we take this idea from listener Trisha up in Wisconsin. We give one positive and one negative for all 5 of the Disney Cruise Line ships. So if you're thinking about sailing Disney Cruise Line, or if you have in the past, here we have to say about all 5 ships in the fleet. And we lead off the show with all the acts coming to the Eat to the Beat concert series over at Epcot this fall. So if you are ready to get your groove on and have some fun times at Epcot, we let you know who's coming to Epcot this fall. Don't forget, today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details right now over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make all these shows possible. Couldn't do it without you. And you can support us as well. Just $5 a month. That gets you our bonus show called Mike in the Midwest coming over this week. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2517 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from beourguestpodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you and welcome, to the long weekend here in the States, the 4th of July weekend. Happy Independence Day. But guess what? It's Friday and I'm not going to El Azteca tonight for my Fajita Friday. I get to have dinner tonight at Olivia's. What? Yes, that's why the smile's on my face. You can hear the smile in my voice hopefully you're not commuting to work, but I know some of us are. We have first responders. We have people that just have to work every day of their life. I mean, I get it. Some people do that. I'm one of those people, except for today. But today's a great day because today's the pre-cruise day for me. And if you've done this, you know, I'm just happy. Today's the day I've been looking forward to for like 2 years. We're sailing the Disney Fantasy tomorrow. You cannot wipe the smile off my face today. I get to go to Old Key West. I'll be in the pool, gurgling suitcase, calling my name. Olivia's 520. Come over and see me. I'll be having buttermilk chicken. I'll be taking selfies with you. If you come to see me, I'll be the happiest guy in the world. It's a great day. So anyway, we're going to have a great podcast today. We're going to talk about the folks coming to Epcot for the Eat to the Beat concert series this fall. Maybe some of your favorite 80s acts, 90s acts, some acts that I've never heard of, but that's beside the point. And then we're going to talk some Disney Cruise Line because Trisha, one of our great friends up in Wisconsin who's sailing with us on the Be Our Guest Podcast Cruise 7 next July, suggested this show topic. So you ask, we deliver. That's what we do here on the show. So today, joining me for some fun conversation. I'm so excited I can't even talk, but we're here to have fun on this podcast. Ricky's joining me from themouseforless.com and a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com, but she is at Walt Disney World this weekend as well. Ricky, what's going on?
Yes, I am. I'm so excited to be at Walt Disney World this weekend. Gonna have a blast. Still not entirely sure what's gonna happen. I have no idea where I'm at today. But you know what? Sometimes that's fun. Having no plan. I mean, I have a park reservation, so like at least I started with that. And I think today might be the Magic Kingdom. We'll see if I end up getting Tiana's. I probably won't. But you know, it's my track record with the virtual queue is just garbage. But we'll see what happens, and I'll still try. But I'm excited to hit the parks and hit the resorts and do some fun stuff. I know I want to see the drone show at some point, hopefully, because I missed it the last time and over Memorial Day weekend, so I didn't get to see it that weekend, but I'm excited to see that. Excited to see the new Encanto show that takes place at Epcot, because I missed that the last time I was there. So there's a lot of things that are still new for me this trip that I'm going to get to see. So I'm really excited about the new stuff for sure.
All right. We also have Pam Forrester. She's co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel. Pam, I have a serious question for you because we had this kind of how we wrapped up the live call-in show this past Sunday night because we had a debate, and I don't know where we're gonna fall on this because Ricky mentioned the drone show at Disney Springs, right? What's it called? Something soar. I know the word soar is in it. I'm terrible with names. There's so many names now. Like it's hard to keep up. But anyway, we know it's a drone
Dreams
show.
That Soar,
Dreams
right?
That Soar. Mike Soren. I don't know. Dreams That Soar. So we were talking about this, and here's the deal. Like I'm just down there Friday night, Friday all day. I mean, do we land at 5 or we land at like 8:50 in the morning? My wife is not super pumped about that because we got to get up at 2:30 in the morning to go to the airport. But who cares? It was a cheap flight. Anyway, so by the time the drone show happens, we'll have been like up a long time. So if we're in the pool at Old Key West, say at like 7 o'clock, you know, when we have to kind of make the call to kind of start making our way over to the drone show, because we go to the first one. I mean, be honest, I go to bed early. And plus, we're going on the cruise the next day. I want to get up early and get up for that. I know the show's cool, and I definitely want to see that Death Star. Like, because I'm a drone guy, dude. I love technology, and I saw the old drone show, and I thought fireworks were going to be extinct the next day. Like, I'm all in. But, man, if I'm, like, in that pool and I'm chilling, is it worth the work to go over from Old Key West to see that show?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think it is, too. But, I mean, I'll have to change.
Especially because you can take the boat over.
Well, the boats, they'll be closed, won't they? Because they close the boats during the show.
Oh, true.
They don't run the boats.
Yeah, but you can get there before it.
Yeah, that's true. I also have to take a bus back or Uber or something. Wow.
Well, I don't know. Do the boats not travel in between the two shows?
I don't think they do.
Huh. I don't know about that. But anyways, yes. I think it is. It's really, I mean, I didn't have a chance to talk about this after I got back from seeing all the new stuff, but I think that the drone show they really did a great job. It has so much depth. I did mention this, like it was so 2D before, and it's so much more 3D now. So I think that part's really cool.
And I'm all about that stuff, right? And Disney does it so well because like with the music and the emotion and the stories brought to life in the sky, like that stuff. I told you, like I cry about stuff. I'll probably cry. Like I mean, that's how much I get into these kind of things. But here was the situation that we had, and I think you can kind of because you're a resort person, right? Here's like that fine line where you walk on a vacation, right? We don't have theme park tickets for this one day, which is beautiful in this situation because we're going on a cruise the next day. And it's a fine line, right? Do I want to add this whole dilemma, which it could be, right, of adding all this complication of getting out of the pool, getting out of your trunks, putting on other clothes. And I know this sounds crazy, right? Like this is like a hardship, right, to do all this.
No, but
go
there's
back
like
to the
a
villa.
Specific time.
Right. Or just chill in the pool and just be on vacation and just be like, go to the girl suitcase and get a drink, and just be like, let's just chill here in the pool and just be like on vacation. I don't know.
I agree. There is value to that. I'm just saying, is it worth it or not? Yes, I think it is, but you'll be back.
I know I'll be back, but it's like, but then it's that thing at Disney. And I think everybody listening today, this is like, there's no right answer because if I don't go, it's major FOMO. It's major FOMO. And if I do go, I'm like, oh man, this was a lot of work. I shouldn't have stayed in that pool. It'd have been so much easier. Like either way, you kind of get in the back of your head. You're like, I made the wrong call. And I hate that.
You have to be more secure in your decision, right? You have to make a decision and go with it. That's my best suggestion for you. Like there's value in both. So
if we go, I guess. So I did see that Everglazed Donuts has like a strawberry shortcake donut. I'm gonna have to kill one of those. Holy cow. So dude, I was eating lunch today. And I'm just scrolling through Twitter, and that thing rolled through, and I'm like, "Oh, Pam!" I called her over to the kitchen. She was in the living room. She's like, "What? Are you having you got like an appendicitis or something?" And I'm like, "No. Come here." She's like, "What?" I'm like, "Look at this strawberry shortcake donut that we're gonna have to get this weekend." She's like, "Oh my god, I thought I was gonna have to take you to the ER." I'm like, "If I eat that thing this weekend, you might." But anyway.
No. And Pam has a sweet tooth
too. Oh, she loves strawberry shortcake. I know. She was all in after she thought she was taking me to the ER. I was like, yeah, we might have to go after that thing, but we're getting 650.
You'll have to see how much Pam wants that donut before you see what she says.
650 will be spent down near Splitsville.
Exactly. You may be over there already, whether you want to or not.
Yeah, that might just, we'll see the drone show because we're getting that donut. That kind of just solved the question. Okay, so before we talk about our main topic of the day, we got to talk about 80s and 90s acts that come back to Epcot so that we can drink around the world and listen to awesome music. Usually 2 or 3 big hits and 3 or 4 songs we've never heard of. So, and sometimes they bring people that are the friends of theirs with them that we're like,
They
hey,
do.
yes, it's pretty cool. So, Ricky, can you real quickly just rip through the list of who's going to be eaten to the beat this fall at Epcot?
I can. So, all right. Do you want the dates too, or do you just want the artists?
Well, it'd be kind of good to have the dates because people
Okay,
are probably
all right,
curious if it's going to align with their vacations.
With their trip.
This
All
fall,
right, that
yes.
works. Okay. So, August 30th through 31st, The Fray. September 1st through 2nd, Pam's favorite, Sugar Ray is going to be there.
right.
September 6th.
Wait, hang on. Whoa.
What?
Oh, dude, I had the line to just skip. Are you Jimmy Ray, right? Is that his song?
No. Wait.
Isn't that
what?
his song?
No.
Wait,
No.
wait, Sugar Ray? Is that?
Sugar
Yeah.
Ray.
Didn't he
Every
sing
morning.
Who Wants to Know? Who Wants to
I
Know?
want to
Isn't that his song?
fly.
Didn't he sing that other song though? Who Wants to Know? Who Wants
No.
to Know? Isn't that his song?
No.
Are you Jimmy Ray? Are you Ray Ray? Anyway.
I remember the song.
Yeah, I
It's
thought that
not-
was him.
No.
No.
No, well, move on. Anyway, I don't care. I'm going on cruise tomorrow. Go ahead.
That's fine. Yeah. All right. September 6th through the 7th is Hoobastank. September 8th through the 9th is Yellow Card, and they're
Never
new
heard-
this year.
Never heard of them.
September 13th through the 14th is Tiffany.
Oh yeah, I
think
think,
you've heard
we're
of her.
alone now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have
September
been. Could have been.
Oh, there you go. September 15th through the 16th is Mercy Me.
Christian Root.
September 20th through the 21st is Sheila E. So that should be a good show.
She was was she with Prince?
I
No?
think she was.
I think
yeah.
maybe.
I think so. September 22nd and 23rd is The Wanted. They're new this year. September 27th is Louis Figueroa. September 28th and 29th is Mal E. Ricky. New. I don't know who they are. I'm sorry if I butchered it. I apologize. Don't know who they are. September 30th is Jesse and Joy. They're new as well. Don't know who they are.
Are they from Inside Out too? Like
I have no idea.
pain and anger
Yeah,
and all
no,
them?
I don't think that's
No?
them. No,
Okay,
no.
go ahead.
Good try though. October 4th through the 5th is Aloe Black. He's also new for this year. October 6th and 7th, it's my favorite. It's Joey Fatone and Friends. And last year, Friends included Lance Bass. So somehow I may have to find my way to Epcot on the 6th or 7th
Yes,
of
and the rest of
October.
the Backstreet Boys.
No! Instinct. Wrong band. Stop it. Although he is friends with AJ from the Backstreet Boys, and they actually have been doing a thing recently. Like, they were actually here in Atlanta last week, I think, together. So,
Does he still
Maybe
want to
it
be
could
an
be AJ.
astronaut?
huh?
Does he still want to be an astronaut?
No, that's Lance.
I know, I'm just kidding. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's
I know.
different-
Go ahead. I'm just
different
playing.
guy,
Go ahead, keep
different
going. That's-
All right. October 11th through the 12th is We the Kings. October 13th through 14th is Switchfoot. October 18th through the 19th is David Archuleta. He is new this year. He was on American Idol long time ago. October 20th through the 21st is Billy Ocean.
Oh, now you're talking. See, I feel so old because I haven't heard of half of these people, but Billy Ocean, now we're talking. Now,
There you go.
Yeah.
Now you're good.
Caribbean Queen.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah.
I'm
Love
sure that
on
will
the
be
run.
performed. Mike, you need to listen to that before you go on your cruise. So there's
Yes.
Yes.
Queen.
that. That's definitely yacht rock material right there.
What?
if
Wait,
I've ever heard
wait.
anything.
I was still doing Billy Ocean. What'd you say?
I said that's yacht rock material
Who
right
is?
there.
The Caribbean Queen isn't.
Yeah, I mean it could be.
No, that is not yacht rock. Dude, that is Caribbean Queen is not yacht rock, Pam. That's not yacht rock. No.
They do play it on the Yacht Rock
Oh,
station.
no.
Dude, are you
they
kidding?
do.
That is
I
not
think-
yacht rock.
I think they play that one of Billy Ocean's, and they also play the one that he did with From Running Scared with Michael McDonald, who is the king of yacht
Yes,
rock.
and
So there's a little bit of trivia there.
Okay, no, see, I graduated from McClure High School with my uncle. So there you
Okay.
go. Florison's finest. Okay, go ahead, continue.
All right. The other one that I would absolutely love to see, well, there's actually two more here. October 25th through the 28th is Hanson. Yes, that will be a very busy one
Bop.
for sure. If you will be there on that weekend and you love Hanson and you want to see them, I'm gonna suggest very strongly to get the dining package thing, because that would be a huge.
I
huge
cannot.
thing.
I for the life of me, I can't. Sorry, I interrupted, but for the life of me, I cannot believe the popularity of Hanson. Like,
They are huge.
I played
yes.
them, like when they first came out of the skating rink, right? When they were
Yes.
just three little punk kids in that
Yes.
stupid bop song. Like, I hated that song. I still hate
I'm sure
that
you
song,
did.
but I played that song a million times at Spinning Wheels Roller Rink because all the kids loved it. And I cannot believe 20 years later they are popular. Like that.
They are.
I do not
Yes.
understand that. But go ahead. It's not
No,
even
you're good.
right. Why?
It's not for you.
Why are they
it's for me.
popular?
It's fine.
Do they have
It's
other
not for you.
songs? I mean, do they?
Yeah, they had other songs. Thank you.
Okay,
Yes,
go ahead.
They did.
Sorry if you
All
like
right. November 1st to the 2nd is Haley Reinhart featuring Emily Estefan, Casey Abrams, and Janelle Parrish.
Hmm.
They're new. I don't know who they are.
Me neither.
Yeah, they're going to be there. November 3rd and 4th, another one that if you want to see them, I would very strongly suggest you get the dining package. Yes, this is Boys to Men.
Yes.
Another super popular one.
They are the
that
bomb. Motown
yeah.
Philly's back again, baby, all
Yeah.
the way to the end of the road.
They are another one. You're going to want that dining package for sure. November 8th through 9th is Magic. They're new. November 10th through 11th is Parmalee. They're new as well.
They're country. They're kind of country crossover. Mallory likes them.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now this one I'm a little curious about, and it's only because of something that happened recently. November 15th through 16th is Smash Mouth, and I don't know how this is going to work because the lead singer of Smash Mouth passed away recently, so that will be interesting to see how they end up redoing those performances because he was the lead singer. So
Well, remember the Garden Rocks. I mean, like 75% of those bands were like
Well, this is true,
replacements,
yes.
so that could be like. And
It's also true.
I used to play a ton of
so-
Smash Mouth at the skating rink too. Walking on the Sun was really popular.
But he had such a distinct voice, so it'll be interesting to see how that works. And then November 17th through the 18th, again, this is going to be one that's super popular that I would love to see. It's 98 degrees. So,
Actually, it's kind
there's
of cool today. What?
Stop.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's
Weren't they like an NSYNC clone or something?
Yeah, no, yes, they were part of that whole era. Yes,
Okay.
I did love 98 Degrees. They were a good band. I enjoyed a lot of their music. If you ever listen to The Hardest Thing Now, you realize, oh my God, that song was really messed up. So yeah, like I've listened to it as an adult now, and I'm like, that is a really messed up song. So yeah, there's that. But anyway, that's the bands for this year's Eat to the Beat concert series.
The Smash Mouth guy has not been with the band since 21, so
Got
they've been
it.
going since then.
Okay, all right.
I
that's
actually
good.
have seen Smash Mouth a couple times, and one of the times at Walt Disney World, they played
Oh.
an event. Yes,
Good.
when they opened Soarin'.
Oh, that's
Really?
awesome. That's really cool.
That's
Mhm.
cool. And Alfred says that Emily Estefan is Gloria's daughter. See, that just makes me feel
See, that would
super
make
old because
sense.
I loved Miami Sound Machine back in the 80s, back when it was like conga and all that stuff, like when they were first popular. Like
I mean,
Bad
that
Boys
absolutely
and all
makes
that.
sense.
Yeah.
I just didn't know she was a performer. So,
Huh. And I love
but-
that, man. I loved like original like Miami Sound Machine. Like before she went,
You
and
and
I
my
like
mother
their music when she went like solo, but Miami Sound Machine back in the day, man. in the
you
80s.
and my mother, that was it.
Oh,
It's the
man.
one reason why I want to. I haven't done it. I haven't heard it yet on Guardians, but I really want Conga because it's my mom's like favorite
Oh,
song, and
no.
like I want to be on it with my brother, and I just want to laugh because we're just like we would legit laugh the whole time if we ended up getting Conga
And
together.
see, I
so
still
that
think
would be-
that's the weakest of the 5 songs. Like I'm not.
I
for
understand
that,
it's the
but
weakest, but it's got an
September's
emotional
it.
attachment to
Yeah, I
me, so
get it.
there's a difference. Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah.
Okay, so that's where we are. Boys to Men, number 1 of the acts for me. Pam, what's your number 1 act? I would go Boys to Men if I had one pick. Is this
I still want to see Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray, yeah,
There's
of
just
course.
good memories. Yeah, there's a lot of good songs there. Like I'm not just a Sugar Ray fan. Like I've been a Sugar Ray fan since their first album. Their first album was pretty hard. Like,
Yeah.
it was definitely hard rock. Like
Really?
Oh, yes.
I believe that.
Yes,
I believe that. Yeah.
it was. But then their subsequent albums were not as much that. So, but yes, their first like something like Starfish, Chocolate for Starfish or something.
Which would make sense why that would be a hard album.
Yes, so that was one of them. But yes, have been for a long, long time.
And Ricky, yours is obviously Joyful Tones for name. I'm going to ask.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So today we're using Trisha, our great listener up in Wisconsin's idea. We're going back to one of our mini series that we did back a couple of months ago, where we did one positive and one negative for all of the Walt Disney World resorts. But we are going to take the Disney Cruise Line ships, the 5 that are sailing right now, and give one positive and one negative. For each of those. And sometimes the negatives aren't bad. It's just something you need to consider to think about, that maybe it's for you, or maybe there's a better option for a particular reason or particular sailing, something like that, for these ships. Now, here's the caveat for this, that the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder, basically the same ship. They just have cosmetic differences. The Disney Dream and the Disney Fantasy are kind of the same thing. They're sister ships. So that's going to kind of come into play here, where if we say one for one, it's going to kind of be the same. Now, the Wish right now,
maybe not.
Maybe not. I just want to say that off the top, though, because it could. The Wish is kind of the outlier as it stands right now. Now, of course, when the Treasure comes around, it'll be like similar. It'll be, we'll have 6 and we'll have 3 pair. Look at that. It's like cards or something. But right now, the Wish is kind of the odd man out, or the odd lady out, because I guess ships are girls. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. So let's go around and let's start with I'm sailing on the Fantasy today. So let's give a positive for the Disney Fantasy. Now, I've sailed all 5. Ricky, have you sailed all 5?
I've only sailed 4 of the 5.
Okay.
I've not sailed the Wonder, but I do have an answer for the Wonder.
Okay, good.
At least.
Okay, so let's go with the Fantasy and give a positive for the Fantasy. Ricky, go ahead.
All right. So I'm going to say a positive for the Fantasy. Oh, gosh. I know that they have it also on the Dream, but it's such a cool experience either way. And I'm going to go with Animator's Palette is so different on the ships, because you actually get to do like the turtle talk with Crush kind of thing. And it's such a cool experience having Crush talk to you, that I mean it really is just a really cool way to experience your dinner. So I really, that's a really big positive for me. Is that's one of my favorite meals, is to have dinner with Crush.
I agree, and I'll be doing that this week. Okay, so for the Fantasy for me, and I'm going to go next. I'm scared Pam's going to steal this one, and this is one of the things I love, but it's also on one of the other ships, but I'm taking it for the Fantasy. It's O'Gills. I love O'Gills because it's also on the Magic, correct, Pam? Because they put it in on one of the dry docks.
Yes, it is in the Magic.
By the way, it's the next podcast cruise. There's also an O'Gills. Think about that. But O'Gills, for those that have not cruised, is the sports bar. Now, it's kind of strange, because we talked about how the Fantasy and the Dream are sister ships, but the Dream does not have O'Gills. The Dream's equivalent, which is very different in aesthetics, is called 687. And it's a total different look. It's got like Barca loungers. I mean, like you can kick it back and like put your legs up. You can't do that in O'Gills. O'Gills is like a Irish pub. But I'm going to be sitting there having chicken wings and watching sports, and they have great beers. I mean, I don't drink beer, but I'll have other things. But it's just got a cool feel, like green, and it's sweet. I just love the look of it. It's so cool in there. It's a great spot. So O'Gills, definitely a positive on the Fantasy for me. All right, Pam, what about you?
So I think one of the positive things on the Fantasy for me is that it offers it is one of the ships that consistently offers the longer itineraries. And I think that is such a draw for so many people, because so many people are looking especially if they're frequent cruisers, they're looking for something different, looking for a longer itinerary, whether it's a 7-night Eastern or Western or one of the other longer itineraries. They're looking for that. And the Fantasy is really the one that you can get because it sails oftentimes from Port Canaveral and offers that. So you have the convenience to Walt Disney World, right? So you can spend a little time in the world if you want to, like Mike is for a night or so.
Yep.
And then you can go over and do a 7-night cruise. So I think that is something that's a big positive for the Fantasy.
Yep. Because I mean, I think it's perfect for like our crowd, right? Because a lot of our folks are theme park fans first, and then you want to kind of try something a little different. So you get to kind of either bookend it with a little Walt Disney World vacation out of Port Canaveral, easy in and out with MCO, right? We're comfortable with MCO. And then Caribbean Cruise on the Fantasy right now as it stands. But that will, that's going to change here in the future. But we'll talk about that here shortly. All right. So if you had to say something negative about the Fantasy or something that maybe I don't even like the word negative, but maybe something's a little challenging or something a little to think about for the Fantasy, Ricky, where would you go there?
I'm going to stick with dining, actually. One of my least favorite places to dine, to be perfectly honest, is actually Royal Court. I don't know why. I just don't find it to be... It doesn't seem that themed. It doesn't... It's very kind of bland and blah to me. I've never really been super impressed with Royal Court. So that's going to be my, I wish they'd kind of upgrade kind of situation.
Okay, fair enough. It's so funny because Mallory likes that restaurant a lot. And I don't know, it's weird because it's not real. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I guess it's like people like different themes, right? And it's a themed restaurant. Okay, so mine. So when I was on the Wish, and this is kind of going to be spoiling what I'm going to say, what I enjoyed about that ship. The sports area of the Fantasy, I wish could kind of be updated because it's kind of still day one. They still have the basketball court and the golf simulator and stuff. And I just think that stuff is kind of getting outdated at this point. They could do a little bit more with that, that part of the ship. The putt-putt's okay. The ping pong tables, that's fine. But they have exceeded expectations with that area on the Wish. It is phenomenal how they've made a multi-use. Yeah. It's like the PE teacher coming out at me, right? They've made a multi-use gymnasium on the Wish, which I thought was incredible. I was like, oh my gosh, they have really mastered how to take a area of a ship and use it for 7 different uses and really use that space well and theme it well. And the Fantasy has, it's cool, up on the top deck in the back, as far as they got the Aqua Lab and they have basketball hoops and stuff like that. It's fine. But, I would say that maybe they could zhuzh that in the next dry dock and try something new. All right, Pam, what do you say?
For me, aside for some very subtle differences, the Dream and the Fantasy are so similar that it's hard. I've been on the Dream so much, and it's hard for me to make an argument to do the Fantasy, right? Because I have done the Dream so often. I feel like I could walk that ship in my sleep.
Right?
Truly. And the Fantasy is just, besides, there's really that sort of lounge area that feels sort of different, feels more, like an Italian carousel and all of that is on the Fantasy. They're very similar. And that I love that they have sister ships, and I wish there were more unique things.
Yeah, I get that. That makes complete sense. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Because then I think they could, I don't know, they could do that. So
no, I agree with that.
I like how they're sister ships, but how they do O'Gill's and 687. That's a good parallel, right? They both have sports bars, but they're completely different experiences.
They are.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, then you got Animator's Palette exactly the same on
exactly
both, and Royal Court and Royal Palace, they're exactly the same. They're just called something different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Enchanted Garden is exactly the same on both ships.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you. All right, so let's go with the Magic, and I'll go first on this one. I mean, and I have not sailed, so I will be honest. The last time I sailed the Magic, 1998.
Ooh.
Wow.
Holy smokes. First year that the Disney Cruise Line sailed. I was on one of the very first sailings. So it's been a minute since I've been on the Magic. I can't wait.
A minute, as they say.
Yes. And I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to the most, the Aqua Dunk, because it's so unique. And I told Pam
no,
I'm going to make
that's
her.
gonna be a big no for
Nope.
me, dog.
I
No.
told Pam I'm making her do it because I'm like, you
Oh.
ever wonder what it's like to be a deposit on a Friday afternoon? You're going to find
no.
out on a pneumatic tube.
There's about 35 people that got that reference.
Yes, exactly. That's true.
Yeah, but what's up with all this is elderly abuse today, people. Elderly abuse. First of all, Ricky reading all these people that I have no idea who they are
That's
that are
all
going to be in concert. Now Pam coming at me with the pneumatic tube elderly
That's right.
abuse.
We're challenging Mike's
We are.
worldview here.
Whatever.
Yes.
Gonna make me watch a presidential debate next. What's going on? Anyway, so here we
do
go.
any
I mean,
worse.
just because I go to dinner at 4:00, back off. Okay. But that's what I'm looking forward to. Because I mean, that's unique in the fleet, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
you got the Aqua Mouse. Well, so I guess the mouse
Absolutely.
is unique too. But you got the Aqua Ducks on the Fantasy of the Dream. So I'm getting excited to be deposited on the
You have
Magic.
fun with that. That is a big fat no for
I'll
me.
do it once. I mean, I'm stupid. I do a lot of stuff once and say that was really stupid, but we'll try.
Yeah.
Pam, what do you got? Magic.
The Magic. I like the I like the attention to detail on these early ships, both of them, the Magic and the Wonder, right? I think that they are. I like that this sister ship was one that got
Yes.
that they brought into dry dock and actually really changed some
Yeah.
things. And it really
And
is
it's done it twice,
shocking
too.
to me that they have not done this really in this way with the Wonder.
Yeah.
They haven't they haven't put the Aquadunk on the Wonder. They haven't put like the splash pad and stuff like that on the Wonder. They haven't done that.
Mhm.
So that to me is kind of interesting. Sorry, I should have saved that for
That'll be
the down. But
yeah.
remember this conversation in a little bit here.
Yes.
But the Magic has had some updates that its sister ship has not, and I think that you can see that in that space. I was glad that they did that, and I like too that the Magic has the Rapunzel show on it because I think
that was going to be
that's so
mine for
sweet.
sure. Yeah.
That it's just a really sweet production, and I think that it's interesting to see how they do have some different shows on some of the different ships, and that's a good one to have on this one. It's it's a good show with some good music and good acting for sure.
So go ahead, Ricky.
That was absolutely going to be part of mine, but mine is actually the after party. So the Snuggly Duckling event that they have after that, I think I laughed hysterically so much at that than I have in a long time. Like I have so many videos from my cruise on the Magic of the Snuggly Duckling and what went on and everything like that. That was to me so great. So yes, take the Rapunzel show and then morph it into the Snuggly Duckling, and it's a great evening for sure. So that was definitely going to be part of mine. And then I know I would be remiss to say Brian's favorite, because he talks about this to this day, and it's no joke. He absolutely adored Palo on the Magic, the best out of all of the ships that we've done almost all of them, and he likes Palo on the Magic the most. So there's just something special and different about it on the Magic, and I'm sure it's probably very similar, of course, on the Wonder as well. But yeah, Palo on the Magic is his absolute favorite, and it was very cool, I have to admit. So he likes the open kitchen that they have there.
Nice. Oh, I can't wait to get on the Magic again. But here's the thing. Here's what I'm worried about, the negative. And it's not, it's just, it's in the back of my mind. And I know this is going to be, again, it's like when I go to Walt Disney World, my last hotel I've stayed at, it was always my favorite.
Yeah.
And shout out to Dennis. He's our cruise expert in the clubhouse all the time. Always answers everybody's cruise questions. And I love that. He's so great. He's so great because he has always the right answers and always kind and explains everything to our listeners. But here's the thing. In the back of my mind, I'm just worried that lately I've been the bigger the ship, the more fun I have. And I know that there's an awesomeness about the quaintness of the classic ships, right? The Wonder and the Magic, because you have these crew members that have been with the ship so long and they love where they are and they are passionate about their ship. And it's easier to get around on a smaller ship. And these ships have, I mean, I know I'm going to fall in love with the Magic because I haven't been, you know, I've been on the Wonder since Mallory was like 8. We went to the Caribbean on the Wonder and I loved it back then. But like, I feel like I've been on the Dream and the Fantasy so many times since then. Like, am I going to miss being on the big ship? I don't know. Like, that's just in the back of my mind just a little bit. So I just got that little worry about that. And I think I'll be fine. I know I'm going to be totally fine. But, you know, you just wonder. You just magic. I don't know.
Yeah,
Pam,
there
so
you
that's
go.
where I am. But I think I'm just being honest. I think I'll be totally fine, though, because I love everything. So go ahead, Pam.
What am I doing?
So
I'm lost.
So like so negative for the Magic, real quick. Just something to consider. I'm just worried about where I would be with the Magic.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Cool. All right. I'm like, is it my turn
Yeah,
or
no.
am I remarking on what you
just
did?
Go ahead, just
Okay.
real quick, because we don't want to go too long.
So
on this.
I'm going to say one of the things I really missed on the Magic was the fact that there is not a lounge area for Palo, not a separate lounge area for Palo, that you actually can, the bar is right there in the restaurant. So something to think about there.
All
That's
right,
true. That's a good point.
Ricky.
I think the biggest like negative, and it's not really a negative, but the biggest thing that really stands out to me is that the atrium area is not nearly as grand as it is on the other ships. Now it's still grand, of course, because everything Disney does is kind of opulent on these Disney Cruise Line ships. But when you take it and compare it to the other ships, because it's just a little smaller, of course, and it doesn't feel as, it doesn't feel as opulent necessarily as I think the other ones do. So I think that that's kind of my little negative for the ship, is just the main area. And you keep in mind, you're not in the main area that much, but like, it's still, when you walk into the ship, yeah, it's cool, but it's not nearly as cool as it is when you walk into the ship on the other ships.
Cool. All right, let's go with the Disney Wish. And I kind of mentioned it for my thing that I liked was that multi-purpose general, I don't know, it was like a gymnasium, but like when we were up there, we did the superheroes obstacle course,
That
like
was
one
so
day,
cool.
and there were
I
foosball
Scars
machines.
from
And
that, by the way. Like,
Oh.
I still have scars on my elbows from that
there
obstacle.
you go. There you go. Sell those cruises for me, Ricky. There you go.
Yeah, it was because I was having so
Permanently
much
scarred. You're permanently scarred from an experience on the
I
ship.
was trying
Thank
to
you.
beat Brian and it didn't work.
Thank you. You can get your free quote at themagicforless.com if you also want to be permanently scarred by the superheroes
Exactly.
obstacle course. No, I was permanently scarred too by the video that somebody shot and kept posting on social media. That also hurt my feelings forever. Thank you for that, whoever did that on the podcast cruise, because I was sore that day trying to go through beat 8-year-olds at an inflatable obstacle course. That's
Oh my
not
gosh,
fun.
yeah.
Hurt my feelings, still does. But no, it's cool because they had like dance parties in there and you could shoot baskets, and they had the inflatable thing, and they put you on the Jumbotron. I mean, they embarrassed you for the whole cruise. I mean, it was wild. It was awesome. I mean, it's super great area. It had a track upstairs. It was a great room. I mean, it was like a great use of space. It was just so fun. Like, it was active. It was a great room. So I love that place on the Wish. It's a great area. So Pam, what do you got?
I love the spa area on the Wish. I think that it is by far the nicest spa area. The other thing that is huge for the Wish and will likely be for its sister is the concierge space and the suites available. This is the concierge. If you're going to sail concierge on Disney Cruise, this is the concierge that you want to sail in. They're all fantastic, and I would never talk anyone out of doing any, but on the Wish, it's especially so.
All right,
so I gave two. I gave 2 for 1 on that one.
It's so funny. I'm in like the gymnasium where it's all chaotic and crazy. And you're like, I like the spa and I like concierge. Yes. That's totally us. That's totally us. All right, Ricky.
I'm speaking about the gymnasium, and I'm not sure if this is something that they do all the time, but we were kind of near Halloween, so I don't know if they were testing this, but they did this Oogie Boogie dance party, which was legit so much fun and so ridiculous. So that gym, you're right, it's
awesome.
definitely multi-purpose, because they definitely did this huge dance party in the gym for the adults with Oogie Boogie. Like I said, I don't know if that happens all the time or if it was just like a thing they were getting ready for Halloween, but it was really cool. So I think my big thing, and I'm surprised it hasn't been taken, it's going to be the Aqua Mouse. That is such a cool and unique experience. And of course, it won't be soon because they're going to have it on the Treasure. but it will be in the sense that there are different stories that are told on the different aquamouses.
Aquamouses.
I don't know. Yeah. However, we're gonna do
I
that.
don't know.
And actually, the funny thing is when we went and did it, I saw the posters for some of the other stories, and I was like, I wonder if they tell different stories different days. And then come to find out that one of the stories that has up on a poster is actually the story that's going to be told on the Disney Treasure. So I thought that was really cool that they were already previewing that on there. But it's still a really cool experience. It's so much fun. Brian and I had a blast doing the Aquamouse, and it is a one of a kind thing that you're not going to get anywhere else. So I absolutely have to say the Aquamouse.
You know the way I describe the Aquamouse to somebody? It's if the Aqua Duck, not Dunk, the Aqua Duck and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway had a baby.
I would give you that.
Isn't
Yeah,
that totally it? Like, it's totally like an amalgamation of those two attractions. It's
absolutely,
wild.
100%.
It's crazy.
Yes.
All right, so I'm coming for you, Disney Wish. What I don't like about you is the running track. What's up? It doesn't go all the way around. I hate that. It drives me nuts. But the treadmill,
and I'm sure the treasure will be the same too, which kind of stinks.
But the treadmills, I'll tell you what, the treadmills were awesome, and I got to look out the ocean while I did my miles. But I love Deck 4. I'm looking forward to that on the Fantasy. Okay, so that's my beef. All right, Pam, what you got?
I think the thing that I like least about the Wish is truly that people who haven't experienced it in person have such a strong opinion about it. I really do. It bothers me.
You're right.
And not because if you went and experienced it and it's not for you, awesome. I get it. I think that Disney is doing a good job sort of offering different things, right, on their different ships. And I don't want them all to be the same. I hope that everyone else doesn't too. But it was weird.
It was weird.
Like,
people were venomous
from the beginning. Like people were mad and they hadn't stepped foot on the ship. It was sort of, you know what I mean? And I just feel like I think that while you can take advice and input from everyone, I think the only way you find out if something like that works for you and the way you vacation is to do it yourself. So
okay,
that is correct. All right, Ricky, what do you got?
So I think the biggest thing, there's kind of it fits together, but it's kind of two in one thing. It's the ship in a weird way feels a little disjointed. It doesn't have. I feel like the other ships have a good flow to them. Things kind of make sense a little bit better, in the different locations. I love the ship. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was beautiful, gorgeous. I just feel like that things didn't necessarily flow as well together. The other thing with that is of course the adult area. It's a little small.
It is small. I agree with that. It was especially that room that kind of replaces the D lounge. Like, that is whoever invented that thing was like, I don't know.
The Luna, the 2-story thing,
that little
right?
room is like an office. Like it's like a conference room, and you're trying to do the D lounge stuff in there. Like, they need to make that thing bigger. Now the 2-story, like, I like that. That was a cool area. But that other room that was kind of next to that, where they were trying to do like karaoke, that was way too small. And I know they did this during COVID, and they're trying to keep, but come on now. Like that, I don't know what's up with that.
That's why I said it kind of feels a little. It feels a little disjointed, a little bit, in that regard. But yeah, they definitely took a swing and kind of a miss on that adult area, because you have all these adults and they're all crammed into one little area in the back of the ship, and it works out better on the other ships because it's in the front of the ship. And so people have a little more room to spread out because the front of the ship is obviously, a little bit bigger.
Well, no, it's in the back of the ship, unlike the Fantasy and the Dream.
Is it in the back? But it feels like it's maybe I'm definitely thinking the Magic then, but it just feels like it's bigger overall. Like the space is just bigger, and I feel like they crammed just too much adult stuff into one area, and I think they need to kind of space it out a little bit more. So that would be
they do.
My
hope.
I'm
with you. Yeah, the adult area needs addressed.
That would be my hope for the treasure, that they listen to that feedback of, hey, maybe you make the adult area just a little bit more grand, because
it was that secondary room. It was that like multi-purpose. Like the D lounge works so well on the Fantasy and the Dream.
Yeah,
like that is such a great catch-all room because it's midship. It's great for family karaoke, game shows, towel folding, culinary. expositions. You know what? It's just a great venue. It's got two sides to it, right? The DJ can pop out on one side or the other side. There's a stage. It is such a great room. And they just don't have that on the Wish. And I don't know what they're thinking about not having such a great multi-purpose room. Like this, I'm just looking at it from like an entertaining kind of point of view.
Maybe.
They missed it with that room. That's such a great. Anyway, okay, so let's go. Let's go the Wonder. So the Wonder, the thing I love about it, you get to go to Alaska if you get on the Wonder. I mean, bottom line, dude, you get to go to Alaska. And Pam, I'm not kidding you. When I talk to guests that I book Alaska cruises for the last 10 years, I've never had a guest that comes back and says they did not love going to Alaska every single time. So
I love it so much. I went last year and I'm going again this year.
And so, shout out Jody Benning and the family. Have fun, because I know you're headed there this month. You're almost there. So have the best time ever. Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah. I agree. It's a great, I mean, the fact that it is of a size that can fit in through the Inside Passage, to do different itineraries that, can do the Panama Canal. Although the Panama Canal has made some revisions of that. Yeah, right. I know. Yep. So it really is, I think, that part of it. It is things like this that do that. And I think that's a great opportunity for the Wonder, because it is an older ship, right? Disney is more inclined to send it to different parts of the world, as opposed to their best and newest ship, right? We know where the Wish is right now. It's staying right in Port Canaveral.
Right.
But if you're looking to see other parts of the world, you can get on this ship like a Wonder, which still has everything that Disney Cruise Line is famous with. The famous service, which is something that Disney does so well. The food, the experience. You're going to have Palo. You're going to have the Broadway style shows. I mean, these are all things that Disney Cruise is famous for. You're going to have what really feels like an all-inclusive vacation for all intents and purposes. When you go on Disney Cruise Line, there are many things that you don't have to pay for that you do on other cruise lines. So it's something that, we find that guests really enjoy. But I think with the Wonder, this is absolutely an opportunity to go and experience other parts of the world and take advantage of Disney Cruise Line.
Absolutely. Ricky, give us something good for the Wonder.
Well, obviously the Wonder is the one ship that I haven't been on. Okay. So, I think that's a little bit more difficult, but I do have something, and that's going to be the restaurant Tiana's Place. Again, just kind of like we were talking about with Rapunzel's on the Magic, I love that they, created Tiana's Place. And it looks like it's just so much fun. Brian and I have actually been watching some videos about the Wonder, because that's one of the ships we're debating sailing on next year. So we have a couple of ideas of what we're going to do. We're still in the process of making decisions. So he really wants to sail on the Wonder. He really wants to go out of the West Coast, because we haven't done that. Which is kind of a negative for me, because I wish the Wonder would come over to the East Coast here so we could get to sail on it, but I get it. So Tiana's is definitely one of the really cool experiences that I know that we both would look forward to doing when we finally get on the Wonder at some point. So that's going to be mine.
All right, we're running a little short, so we're going to kind of pick it up here for the negatives. Pam mentioned it earlier. What I was thinking is the Wonder. I mean, this is a positive and negative, but the Wonder is almost like a time capsule, because it goes back to the late 90s and early 2000s with that classic feel where it's got a lot of the feel of the original Disney Cruise Line ship. They haven't added a lot of these bells and whistles that, you don't have the big tubes going around the top, that maybe you like those, maybe you don't. Maybe you like that classic ocean liner look and feel. And if that's your vibe, that's what you're getting. But I mean, for a lot of people, they want the new updates. They want all this new stuff. They, you get jealous when you see the Magic getting this and that and all that. So maybe you want to go on something other than the Wonder if you want, all the bells and whistles. So that'd be something you might want to think about. Pam, we got?
I think for people who have been frequent Disney Cruise Line cruisers, and this maybe could be said for some of the other ships as well, but I don't want to go to some of these restaurants and have the same menu that has been in there for the last whatever. To newer cruisers, this is a non-issue, right? It is. But for people who have been on frequently, I think this is one of my challenges with this ship.
All right, Ricky, we got a concern for Wonder, something to think about?
Yeah, I was gonna kind of say, in a way similar to what you were saying. Yes, it is kind of a classic ship in the sense that it's been touched a little bit, but maybe not as much as like I feel like the Magic really always seems to get something zhuzhed up with it, and the Wonder never really does. Um, my thing is going to be that the fact that there is no kind of water attraction on this ship. They put the aqua dunk on the Magic, and then I thought, oh, they're for sure going to put it on the Wonder, and then it never happened. So even though the aqua dunk doesn't appeal to me, it still was a bit of a surprise that they never ended up doing that. So I'm going to say some sort of water experience. I am surprised that they don't have one of those.
Makes kind of sense because it spends half its life in the colder climes. But
Also,
yeah.
that's
I mean,
true.
that's probably their justification, but I totally hear you.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go through the dream real quick, and I will say again, the dream and the fantasy are so close together, but I'm gonna go Vanellope's Sweet Shop. I love Vanellope's on the dream, and if you don't know, it's the little ice cream shop. Now you got to pay for your stuff in there, but it's got things like it's like a mini confectionery, like on Main Street USA. It's got cake pops and all the good stuff, but it's also got gelato. It's got like hard, I guess you call it hard ice cream, like scoop ice cream and little sundaes and stuff. And on the fantasy, it's called Sweet on You. And my wife's already said, we're going to spend money in there. I'm like, whew, okay, you said it. We're doing it. I mean, I'm like, dude, we can just walk right down the deck and get free soft. Nope. I'm like, we can do both. Okay, we can do both. So, but we are going to, Vanellope's is awesome. I just like the theme of Vanellope's. It's got that, what's it, King Candy or whatever. I always take pictures with that guy, like the little statue in there. He's awesome, but they're the same. Sweet on You is what's on the fantasy, but we're going to do that a lot. So I love that little, I know it's an upgrade, but I mean, when in Rome, right? It's only a couple bucks. So that's sweet. All right. So Pam, what do you got?
So first of all, I have to say my favorite thing about the dream is that I have so many great BOGP cruise memories on this ship. Just truly, truly do. And I know so many people have sailed with us over the years and they have them too. So I love that it feels sort of like the ship that I have.
That is my ship too. That's the 5. That's my home ship, the dream. Yeah.
It is. But I will say, in addition to that, I also really enjoy Evolution on
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
It's such a good space. It really sort of has what the Wish is missing in that space, right? It is a big nightclub area where tons of people can go in and see a show. It's removed so there can be more adult shows, adult themed shows, right? Because let's be honest, Match Your Mate sometimes gets a little woo.
Dude, you get a couple Griffiths on that stage. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Right. No,
Somebody could be gone in 60 seconds. So yes, right. Yikes. But yeah, I do appreciate that about the dream. But yeah, for me, the first thing has to be the memory.
Well, plus we've done multiple podcast episodes from the stage in Evolution, coming to you live from Disney's Dream and the Evolution Lounge.
The logos were up.
Yes, we've been on
the
stage.
BOGP logo, the TMFLT logo were both up.
Like us or not, we're in the club as we roll into Castaway Key early in the morning.
Right.
We're at early morning zoo. All right, Ricky, what do you got?
For me, it's actually, I know Pam talked about how much she loves the spa on the Wish. For me, I love the spa on the Dream. I feel like it works really well there. I like that you can see the ocean from the hot tub. That part's fantastic. I love, obviously, they have it in all the Sensa spas, but I love the heated loungers. And I love that they kind of look out into the ocean. I think that the setup here is done really well for the spa. So that's the spa on both the fantasy and the dream obviously are the same, but they both are some of my favorite places to be on the ship.
Okay, and close it out with something to think about for the dream. The only thing I don't like about the dream is that it doesn't go on long enough cruises for me. I love the dream, but man, the reason I'm picking the fantasy is because we're doing a 7-night Caribbean and the dream is not going on those right now. So I picked it because I want to go on a long cruise. I want to go for at least a week. And I know right now, but here's the other thing. The dream also does go on longer cruises, but the dream is kind of like the utility player. He's like the Jose Oquendo back in the 80s for the Cardinals. Like it goes to the med It'll be over in Europe a lot of times. You got to watch for the Dream. Sometimes it'll go
Yeah.
out of Lauderdale. The Dream, like it's seriously, that's the one that it's going to go, I think, out of England. It's going to go out of Southampton for our friends like Mohawk Scotland over there. He might jump on that one. It's really the kind of the utility player, but it's not selling the itineraries that I'm typically looking at is somebody who's based out of Missouri, but I love the Dream. It's my ship. All right, Pam, what you got?
I really wish the Dream had a larger concierge space. I just feel like the Dream and the Fantasy, and I think they're probably going to go back and retro. Probably this is just me
I bet you they
speculating.
will.
Yeah, right. Because there's really such a demand for these, and I hope when they do a dry dock, they consider adding more suites and more concierge space. I think that these ships can absolutely support it. I think that Disney Cruise Line passengers can absolutely support it. Let me tell you, the first staterooms to sell out or to go on wait list are concierge and suites all the time.
Correct.
They just are. So I understand if that's not where you're cruising. It's not always where I'm cruising.
Me neither.
And the demand is out there. And I want to see those guests get to experience it too. So.
Nope, I'm with you. Not me, but it's true. All right, Ricky, close us out.
There's not really a lot on this ship that I, wish that was changed.
I know. See, there's nothing. That's why I just made up something there because that was totally a fake thing.
I mean,
just totally
I do
faked
feel,
it out. Go ahead.
In a weird way, like I do feel like the Dream and the Fantasy are what the two best of the fleet, to be perfectly honest.
My favorites.
Now it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Treasure because the Treasure has some really unique areas that sound very appealing. So I'm curious to see how they manage that one. But for now, I do feel like these two are the best in the fleet. So for me, I feel like kind of the weakness is going to be maybe cabanas.
I'm hanging up on you.
I'm sorry.
Are you kidding me?
Uh-oh, those are fighting words.
My wife's gonna be throwing fists with you because she loves cabanas.
The reason
Dude,
I
Mickey
will say
churros coming this week.
I don't feel
Mickey
like
waffle churros.
I don't feel no, it's not the food. I don't feel like there's enough seating for guests.
Oh, dude, have you been on the Wish? It's way better than Marceline's.
That's true. I have been on the Wish. I just always feel like I'm being herded like a cat in there. Like I don't know. I always feel like it's so busy and it's packed and I feel anxiety every time I'm in cabanas. So
you know what I feel when I'm there? Full. I feel super full.
There's that too. But I always feel like there's anxiety. And the
happy.
one thing I wish they would bring back is the Pirate Night buffet.
That was fantastic. I almost lost a hand in that thing one year because they pulled the divider down. And I was going for the last taco. I was like, dude, taco. And they pulled the sucker down right on my hand. I almost looked like a pirate. I almost had to get a hook.
I absolutely miss the Pirate Night buffet. I wish that it was longer as well.
Like, it was like 12 minutes long that night. I was trying to do the cha-cha slide and get my taco.
That would step up your Captain Hook game though so much. Dude, like you'd be able to do Pirate Night like never before.
For reals, but you know how hard it'd be to edit this podcast with a hook? It'd be really hard on the computer. Go ahead.
So I wish that they would bring back the Pirate Night buffet, and I wish that if they did bring it back, that it would be longer than like 10 minutes.
For real, it was like 12. I was trying to do the cha-cha slide and get a taco. It was like impossible.
Exactly. So anyway, that's fine.
Dude, to the left. No, Charlie Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for today's show, and I'm on the Disney Fantasy in the morning, so it's all good. But until then, we want to see you over in the Clubhouse, our BR Guest Podcast Discord channel. We have so much fun there 24/7, all Disney fans, no ads. It's all free and it's all fun. So come on over, brguestpodcast.com/clubhouse or brguestpodcast.com/discord, whichever one you like. And don't forget, our shows are always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. They are awesome. We're going to help you plan the best Disney vacation ever. And if you want to head out on a Disney cruise right now or in any time, you can book all the way through mid-2026 at this point. That's incredible. And here's the best part. Couple things. No additional cost to use our services. That is amazing. You're going to get all these great tips to help you make sure you have all your documentation in place. tell you when you can book your spa appointments and Palo reservations, Remy, stuff like that on the ships. But it's free, all that. That's great. But here's the other thing. We're going to give you money sitting in your account when you get on that ship. It's a free onboard credit. All the details are right now over at the Magic for Less. So just check it out. Just go into the Disney Cruise Line tab. And then while you're there, fill out the quote form. We'll take it from there. And it means, I know you're like, it's too good to be true. It is, but it's real. So check it out right now over at themagicforless.com. Also Walt Disney World and Disneyland Adventures by Disney as well. And use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. That helps us out as well when you shop there. And thank you to our Patreon supporters, patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. $5 a month is all we ask. And you get a bonus show. It's called Mike in the Midwest. So coming over this week, again, patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Give me a follow on the socials because I may buy the internet a couple of days while I'm on the ship to share what I'm doing because, well, Scotty G kind of put me to shame while he was over in Europe. So I'm going to have to do something. So I'm at BRGuestMike on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. Of course, follow Ricky. She is down at Walt Disney World. She's at Ricky Nibs, RIKKINIBS on the socials. Pam is at TMFLT Pam, and she'll be seeing the world to Alaska here very soon. So you want to follow there as she goes and visits Mount McKinley and all that good stuff. I don't know where you see the Skagway and dog sleds. And
the
stuff.
Mendenhall Glacier.
Mendenhall Glacier. There you go. Perfect. Okay. And we'll have a live show when I get back, but not this Sunday. So there we go. So until we get back together again, I'll be at Cabanas, not anxious, very full, and very happy. So you
Good
guys
for you.
have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and bon voyage.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.